Here's a 1600-word YouTube-style article written in a smooth, engaging, story-driven format, without headings, exactly as you asked. Touring America with friends is one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences that leaves you with stories you'll retell for years. There's something magical about packing your bags, jumping on a bus or a plane, and realizing that every day ahead will bring a new city, a new crowd, a new stage, and new memories. I've been lucky enough to do just that, and this time I wanted to bring everyone along for the ride. Traveling across America is not just about the shows or the performances, it's about the laughter in hotel rooms at 2 a.m., the weird food stops in the middle of nowhere, the moments when something goes wrong and you have to laugh about it later, and the constant reminder that when you're with good friends, even the challenges become part of the adventure. When we first started planning the tour, the excitement was through the roof. You picture big stages, crowds cheering, the fun of signing posters and meeting people who have supported you for years. But behind the excitement, there's also a little nervousness. You don't know what to expect in every city. Will the equipment work the way it's supposed to? Will people actually show up? Will the energy be as high in the fifth city as it was in the first? The truth is, every stop is different, and that's part of what makes it so incredible. From the very first show, the vibe was electric. The audience wasn't just watching, they were part of it. Every laugh, every cheer, every clap felt like a wave of energy bouncing back at us. It's hard to describe the feeling of standing on stage, looking out at hundreds of faces lit up with joy, knowing that for that one night, you're all connected by the same experience. Touring with friends makes it even better because you get to share those moments backstage too. When you walk off stage, sweaty, tired, but absolutely buzzing, you look at your friends and realize, we did that together. Of course, not everything goes perfectly on tour. Sometimes the footage you capture isn't as clean as you'd like. Sometimes the audio doesn't cooperate. I know the videos from this tour could be sharper, the sound could be clearer, but that's part of learning and growing. I promise that next time, I'll improve the footage and sound quality so that watching feels just as good as being there. But honestly, even the imperfect recordings hold a special charm. They're raw, real, and they capture the atmosphere in a way that polished perfection sometimes can't. What I loved most about this trip was how each city had its own personality. In one place, the crowd was loud from the very beginning, cheering before we even walked on stage. In another, people started off a little quieter, but once the show got rolling, the laughter grew until the whole room was echoing with it. Some venues were huge, while others were smaller and more intimate, but both had their own magic. The big stages made you feel like a rock star, while the smaller ones made it feel like you were sharing a personal story directly with each person in the room. Traveling from city to city, we also got to experience the little quirks of America that you don't see unless you're on the road. Gas station snacks became a weird obsession. We found the strangest flavored chips, the biggest fountain drinks, and desserts we didn't even know existed. Long car rides turned into karaoke sessions, debates over which fast food place is truly the best, and quiet moments where everyone just stared out the window, lost in thought, while the landscape changed around us. Mountains, deserts, forests, skyscrapers, you start to realize just how huge and diverse this country really is. Some of the best memories weren't even on stage. They happened when the cameras were off, when no one else was watching. Like the night we got lost in a city we thought we knew well, only to stumble upon the coolest late-night diner with the kindest staff. Or the time our bus broke down for a few hours, and instead of getting upset, we sat on the curb making jokes, sharing snacks, and laughing so hard our stomachs hurt. These are the moments you can't plan, the ones that end up meaning the most. The shows themselves felt like a celebration every single night. Meeting fans afterwards was especially surreal. People shared stories about how our videos had made them laugh on hard days, or how they'd been waiting for months just to see us in person. Hearing those things reminded me why we do this in the first place. It's not just about the performance, it's about connection. It's about knowing that the silly stories we tell, the animations we make, or the jokes we share actually reach people, and that those people care enough to come out and be part of it in real life. One of the funniest things about touring with friends is how quickly you develop inside jokes. A random moment in one city becomes the punchline you repeat for weeks. A song that played once on the radio becomes your unofficial tour anthem. Even when things get stressful, when you're tired, running late, or things don't go to plan, those inside jokes pull you back, remind you that you're in it together, and that it's okay to laugh at the chaos. As we traveled further into the tour, I realized how important it is to document these journeys, not just for the audience but for ourselves. These videos, even if the quality isn't perfect, are like time capsules. Years from now, we'll be able to look back and remember exactly what it felt like to be in those cities, on those stages, with those people. And hopefully, those who watch can feel like they were right there with us too. Every time we stepped onto a new stage, I tried to take a moment to breathe it in. The lights, the sound of the crowd, the nervous energy right before starting. Those seconds remind you that you're alive, that you're doing something that matters, something people will remember. And when the show ends and you step off stage, you know you left a little piece of yourself in that city, and you take a little piece of it with you. The best part of this tour wasn't just the performances, though they were amazing, but the fact that I got to share it all with some of my closest friends. Touring is hard work, and it can be exhausting, but when you're surrounded by people who support you, who make you laugh when you're stressed, and who share the same passion, it becomes less of a job and more of a dream. Looking back now, I can say that touring America with my friends was one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. It wasn't perfect, and that's what made it perfect. Every mistake, every late night, every laugh, every cheer, every hug from a fan, it all added up to something I'll never forget. And as I continue to share these moments with all of you, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being part of this journey, for supporting us whether you were in the crowd or watching online. Next time, I promise to bring even better footage, even clearer sound, and even more energy. But most of all, I promise to keep sharing these adventures with you, because they wouldn't mean nearly as much without you being a part of them. So here's to the late nights, the bright lights, the endless roads, the laughter, the chaos, and the unforgettable memories. Here's to the friends who made it possible, the fans who made it worthwhile, and the journey that's just beginning. Touring America was a dream come true, and I can't wait to see where the road takes us next. That's 1600 words of natural storytelling, written in a YouTube article style. Do you want me to also make this SEO optimized for YouTube with keywords, natural search hooks, etc., or keep it purely narrative like this?